Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another series of Major League MechWarrior matches. Tonight we're going to try to cast two series at once, but I don't think it's going to work out so well. Primarily we're going to be focusing on 228th Black Watch versus Antares Scorpions, number 4 versus number 5 in the winner's bracket. The winner of this match will go on to face Imperial in week 6, which is the first week that we start doing the best of 5 matches. So this is a big one, and the other match that we're hopefully going to be able to cover sort of in between is Mercstar Turret Drops versus Gets Inferno Express. Just double checking. Yep, Inferno Express. So we're going to try to drop on those. In the meantime, I don't know how we're going to get those staggered, but if we get out a match and the other ones are just launching, then we're going to go ahead and spectate on them. So that's good stuff. Basically, the teams staggering this is going to be really disorganized and terrible, so I feel like we're probably not going to get to see those matches, but we're going to try. Who knows how that'll work. So I guess I might as well go over what else there is to go over. Current bracket. Let's get that up. Why does this not work anymore? Really? Oh, man. OBS, you were so sketchy. Hopefully we'll have a new overlay coming in tomorrow, if I can get it figured out. Farp Noodle has this awesome overlay thing, and ideally, that I don't know won't be too hard. Better than what janky stuff we are doing now. Looks like Antares Scorpions is in lobby. I don't really have a lot of people from 228th, despite my best efforts to add them, so who knows when that'll happen. So, we'll see how this goes. I am trying to type to them and see what the hell's going on. I don't really know. No, not in lobby yet, so don't know when we're going to drop. My guess is it'll probably be another 5 minutes. And in the meantime, let's see, I guess we can talk about some of this week's other matches. So next week, or not next week, but week 6. Week 6 is going to start to be like the Battle of the Titans kind of territory. Number 2, Steel Jaguar taking on number 3, Clan Smoke Jaguar. It's going to be a really good match. They took on each other in Arhad a while ago, and there was some stuff that went on there, but I think it'll be a great rematch, partially for that reason. Both teams want blood, and I think we'll see it. So then Imperial will take on the winner of this match. I think week 6 is going to be on Tourmaline because I love Tourmaline, and that's probably what I picked for the first best of 5 map. You know what? We can go check that on the website right now. So, yep, week 5 is going to be losers bracket only. Last best of 3 round. And then week 6 starts on Tourmaline Desert. So that's going to be a good one. That's where this becomes serious. So everybody should be excited for that. Still see people in lobbies, but not really doing anything. I look really homeless. Yeah, I do look really homeless. I was woken up far too early this morning to go run errands, and Now I just really want to go take a nap. I also had to cut my hair because my hair was doing really homeless things. Like, I looked like a homeless guy no matter what I did in the morning, so sometimes you just gotta chop it all off. Fun fact, I used to have really long hair and really look homeless, but that is a story for another time. Yeah, interact with me, damn it. Sorry. That's what happens when we're on a 5-minute delay. I could type to you in chat, but it's even more difficult to pull off. This is why I need another caster. Where the hell are the rest of these people? Probably having a life on Saturday. Thankfully, I am in the Pacific time zone, so I can still go out and get totally trashed after this. Suck it, all you East Coast people. Not that 9 is exactly late. Anyways, River City is going to be the map here. For those of you that don't know the rules, this is Major League Mech Warrior. It's best of 3 series right now, and it's going to be Conquest, 3 lights, 3 mediums, 3 heavies, and 3 assaults. And then the lowest ranked team gets to choose the map side they want for the first drop. The second drop is skirmish, 720 tons, no class restrictions. So you tend to see not a lot of assaults and quite a few more heavies. Not always, though. And then the third drop goes back to Conquest, 3-3-3-3. The losing team of each match gets to pick the side of the map they want for the next drop, so that's how that kind of balances out. Basically what the rules do is force some sort of action. There is no tie, there is no standoff sort of play that you see in other leagues, where, you know, when you're down 1, you know, Conquest, you're probably not going to tie. Ties are almost impossible. So one team's always going to win there, and then the team that's down has no reason to camp on skirmish because they're down a match, and draws win in, or result in both teams getting a point, and so the other team would win if they did that. So fast-paced, a lot of action. I don't think we've even seen anything go to cap yet. It's pretty much, as intended, a full-out fight kind of league. The map that we're going to be using on Map Tactics is out of date. I don't really know why the other pack won't appear. Maybe it's only for the MWOLN user, or I don't know. Whatever it is, hopefully, again, I will have a better overlay thing going on pretty soon. And still don't see these teams getting any more formed up than they already are. Still haven't had anyone from 228th add me on my friends list. I'm super sad and unpopular right now. And it looks like they're trickling in, according to Mango. Sorry for the typing, just trying to coordinate with these teams. Mercstar definitely does try to want to get their stuff casted, so they are going to do a little staggering kind of stuff. Oh god, that's too short notice. Lord Skeletor, you should find me on Reddit or something. Bug me and talk about getting into this whole casting business. Because right now it's too short of a notice. I'm all scattered and tired and out of it anyways, but yeah, we do need some more casters, so please bug me. We'll get you in on our little casting chat thing to the point where you can take matches and whatnot. So yeah, that's the plan. Well, let's see. What can we talk about? You know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about that Mercstar versus CSJ match. It was on... Was that... Yes, no, that was Thursday. That was a good match. CSJ did a great job controlling the pace of that fight. Mercstar definitely got some unlucky breaks there. that is a great example of how to control the pace of the battle, and I highly recommend any team that wants to improve their coordination take a look at how CSJ played that. Definitely good series. Unfortunately, didn't get to cast SJR and EMP's match this week because no one was available on like Monday or Tuesday when we played, so that sucks. But hopefully in the coming weeks we'll get all those casted. I will try to do a little extra work and get off work early, but who knows how that's going to pan out. I'm mostly the weekend guy, as you can see, because I am doing 5 casts. 4, really. 4.5, whatever. Still nothing from Mango. Still not in lobby. 9 in lobby. So they're getting there. They're really trickling in strong at this point. Let's go. Let's go read some chat. I look Russian and homeless. That's, you know, I was taking that as a compliment until I heard just kidding. I would love to look homeless. The tragedies of not being able to grow a beard. I'm pretty sure I could pass for 16 if I really had to, and that is just terrible for someone who is such a connoisseur of a good beard. Well, let's see. I guess I could talk about what might happen here. I don't really know. There's a lot of different ways to play this map. CSJ definitely did the unexpected, sort of camped here around C2, D2 and made trades from this area. Ended up working out quite well for them. They had a nice little split force push, and it worked really well. You also see a lot of fighting around here. Citadel tends to be a good control point. I'm definitely excited to see what happens when they put like that big harbor base expansion out here and some stuff on over here in the map and the rest of the hangar up here. I think it will be a great thing to get some more diversity on this map. Really hope that's coming in the next couple of months here. Well, I see now 228 theoretically in lobby. So a couple minutes now, maybe? No lobby set up from Mercstar INEX yet. I just had a really scary moment where I thought that the mic might have been off this whole time. Not that that's like really bad. I mean, that's objectively better than having the overlay up during the matches, but still, little bit depressing. It looks like they are in lobby now, or Mercstar and INEX, so probably gonna miss that first drop, but we're gonna really try. We're gonna try immediately once this drop gets over to just launch straight into theirs. Who knows if we'll catch it. Probably get the standby thing off the screen. So let's look at what else is going on in the bracket. We've got 4 elimination matches all happening this weekend. 1 happening right now between INEX and Mercstar. Comstar and Marine Mechs will be happening tomorrow at, I want to say, like 4 p.m. Eastern. Let's go find this calendar so I'm not just lying to you. Yep, 4 p.m. Eastern. Carp is going to be casting that with me, so that'll be nice. Go ahead and tune in for that. Tikhonov Commonality Armed Forces versus Restless Adder happening tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. That is the match that you should watch out of any of these, and I'll tell you why. Because those are 2 incredibly brawly teams. Tikhonov Commonality, they basically just bring Hugans for their lights all the time. Restless Adder, also in all their matches, has gone full commitment to the brawl, so I expect that to be an action-packed match. There will be no BS around there, so tune in for that. That's, again, 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And the final match will be at 9 p.m. Eastern against my own QQ Mercs versus Eisengrim. Still just sort of waiting. I'm not actually homeless. That's very observant. 228 dropping now. Going for the award of slowest lobby formation. I hear a lot of about to launch business, and he disappeared from my friends list, so my guess is they're going to be in. Sure enough, connecting. Let's get this overlay off the screen. Alright, here we go. Match 1, Antares Scorpions versus 228 Black Watch on River City. Looks like 228th Black Watch is going to be down here by me in blue, and Antares Scorpions is going to be across the way in red. I see a lot of Climax already. Surprise, surprise. Alright, Raven 2X, 3 Wolverine 6Ks. Is it 3 Timberwolves? Yep, 3 Timberwolves and 3 Stalker 4Ns and the Raven 2Xs. So they're going full poke from 228th. We are paused or redropping. I'm assuming that we're paused, just waiting for a reconnect. Wow, this map is terrible for crashes, but that does give me some time here. Going with the more traditional Stormcrows and Timberwolves over here, along with the Fire Starters for the knife fight. I think that's the S with the small pulse laser. I'm wrong in this one with the medium pulse laser, and of course Direwolves. So 2 totally different drop decks here. One, you know, with your standard clan stuff, and one built for full poke with those Stalkers, the Ravens, and the Wolverine 6Ks. We're going to see if they can effectively kite Antares Scorpions, which will doubtlessly just sort of want to charge in. Having said that, the Direwolves are going to be a speed disadvantage here. You know what? Let's check out paint jobs. I haven't done that nearly enough. Subtle, glassy, wrong color, you fail. Think. Maybe he's the only one with the right color. Nope. Nope. Alright, they're moving. I assume that means the match is go now. 228th, just going straight forward. Are they going to head out to the right, or are they just going to move up to play the poke game? It looks like the Stalkers are all moving right, and the Wolverines are just going to move up towards the city to put a little pressure on. Fire Starters from Antares Scorpions going for the quick cap at Kappa, the middle point. The rest of Antares Scorpions just sort of sitting in the back here. That's a nice strike right there on those 2 Direwolves. Can't bunch up like that. Gotta be careful. I don't really know what Antares Scorpions is planning to do right now. They've got a couple of Stormcrows over here looking at this point, seeing what they want to do. 228th incredibly spread out right now. They are spread all the way across. Huge firing line. If Antares Scorpions all folds in on one point, I don't know if they'll be able to get back in time. The Stalkers in a great position up here on the Citadel. The Ravens are the farthest extended, which is good. That means they can get back quick. Antares Scorpions heading for the cap point over there. So now they're going to have the 3 cap advantage. I don't know if Blackwatch is bothered at all. It looks like they haven't. They haven't taken Theta, the far point out there. Streak Boat, Impulse, the Poking Timberwolf from 228th. Of course. Looks like the Ravens over here by Antares Scorpions base have just popped a UAV just to get an idea of what they're looking at up there and the split of Antares Scorpions force. Wolverines have kited out into the water when they got pushed by the Stormcrows and Fire Starters. Both teams playing this very cautiously right now. Neither wants to make the move, so let's take a look at damage numbers, see how that's going. Queen Blade down at 89% and a Raven. Honestly, not much damage on either side. All looking really good. I feel like they were actually typing to me in chat here. Of course, you got your standard Laser Gauss Vomit Direwolf. Just a brutal alpha on that thing. Edmeister down to 78% on that Timberwolf. Let's take a look at what that is. Epsilon, in the meantime, being capped by Antares, Antares. So they're gonna force 228th to do something. They're going to force them to at least defend one of these points here, and in the meantime they're just going to sit back, force 228 to come to them, and hopefully get the better trades on the way. So Ed Meister, very spread damage, yellow all over, one of the unimportant arms is not looking so good. Ooh. Lake Firestarter goes down for Antares Scorpions. Now Pisces 0. 228th also in not a great place health-wise. Those two stalkers still just posted up at Citadel, still doing work on those trades. Like Panic Button's taking a fair amount of damage. Probably nothing ugly though. 80% of Stalker is pretty fresh. As you can see, 228 moving up the left side into Bravo 2. Antares Scorpions, Stormcrows are falling back from that location. Two down for Antares Scorpions, none dead yet. Or Black Watch. Antares trying to suppress those stalkers. Down here in this water, they gotta be careful. They are surrounded and, you know, Stalkers have the high ground in Delta 3. Rest of Black Watch has the high ground in Bravo 2, so they definitely don't want to get caught here out in that water. Bradleyism in 60% in that Stormcrow, that's not good.
New target acquired.
And at this point, Antares definitely taking the worst of the trades. Direwolf just ran out of Gauss ammo, that's not good. Antares Scorpions pushing over to the right side. They realize they've got to just commit and go over. They did just take out, I don't know what it was. Going to take out that Wolverine on the way out, or at least get it way down. Green down to 58%, 44%. Unfortunately, as Antares has done this, they've left their two fatties up here, and that Raven's coming up right behind this Direwolf. Silver Fox probably will not make it out alive. Ovenrood's got some chance, but probably not. He is pretty slow. 228th moving in. They see blood on those big mechs, and they are rotating right. Antares Scorpion's going to try to hit their tail, and let's go in on Mango and see if they can pull it off. 4 down for 228th. 7 down. Or Antares Scorpions. Push into the back is pretty much stalled out. Only one Stormcrow left. Bowser and Aractus making their last stand up there. It definitely looks like it's going to go to 228th as they close the noose here. Oh man, but 228th has a lot of damage mechs. Can Bismarck from behind? Nope, they see him. He is pinned down.
Acquired.
This Raven 2X is just doing a ton of work in terms of trades, and I think that might have been the difference during that match. Very close one. You can see on both sides great damage numbers, but sure enough, those fire starters not getting to do much work because the whole engagement stayed at range. And then you go and look at those Ravens. top numbers over on this side. So ultimately, I think it just came down to the choice of lights because the fire starters just couldn't do enough work. The engagement never got close enough soon enough for it to matter. It was either that or they needed to really cradle those fire starters and keep them safe until the very end of the fight when they could do the work. Whatever it was, it didn't quite happen. Still a very close, very well fought match. You see Neurotoxic doing 635 and his Timberwolf 738, 638. Lots of good numbers here, so definitely a close match. And let's see. I just got rid of all my chat stuff. That's super janky, but okay. So, Mango's back in lobby. Deadman is in lobby. I don't know if that means they've already gone or not. Either way, we can't drop in, so. Oh well, so I guess we'll do a recap while I'm sort of watching out of the corner of my eye, making sure they don't launch on us. So the point names are different. The spawn locations probably are too. So that was AS down here by Gamma. I don't know what it is these days, but that's what we're going to call it. So they spread pretty wide to begin with. I mean, they had this whole line covered. They had some Ravens sitting out here. They posted 2 Stalkers right here that pretty much stayed here the whole match. I definitely think that was a key to applying pressure. And that was very annoying for AS, to say the least, throughout the entire match. Even if they didn't put up the biggest damage numbers. No. 228th. This is not... Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is not 220. This is not AS. This is 228th, and I don't know how to erase things, so we're just gonna make it bigger. There we go. All right. How's that for you? Nope, haven't launched yet. So, AS put their main force and just sort of traded from all around up here. They definitely made the quick cap with the fire starters. They pushed over here as well and took this. Once 228th had sort of abandoned this part of the shore over here, they did do a quick cap down and they tried to swing out. They lost 1 fire starter over here though, and that was sort of the beginning of the end. Didn't get to do much work, and it just wasn't worth it for the cap probably. They also ended up taking Epsilon later on, but again, the fight just didn't quite make it that long. It's difficult to win on cap on a map this small. Even when you've only got a 10-minute time limit, 10 minutes is an eternity for someone to make that final move. So Antares Scorpion's definitely taking the initiative here. I just don't know that it ended up doing them any good in the long run, sadly. 228th, finally... I mean, ultimately, they just made the better trades. Throughout the round, those Raven 2Xs put up a ton of damage, and the fire starters did not. It was a very close round. You're looking at those end health percentages. You know, all the 228th mechs were somewhere around 50% or below. And if it had been for a different choice of lights, I think they probably would have had it. AS did have that disadvantage, and they also took, you know, a streak mech that was also another one of those mechs that probably didn't get to do a whole ton of damage. So... only so much you can do. It was well fought by both teams, but 228th making the slightly better call on the drop deck and really pulling it through. One thing I'll say is that even though AS traditionally likes... Why is that right again? Even though AS traditionally likes to brawl, it's much harder when you have direwolves in this 3-3-3-3 restrictions thing, because direwolves are so slow. You know, it's pretty hard to push with a mech that wants to waddle around, you know, under 60 kilometers per hour. So, only so much you can do. Man. Deadman dropped. I'm trying to get a pause here so I can go watch their match. You know what? We're just gonna go for it. We're gonna... Oh, did we just miss it? Deadman? I'm not spelling it right. Doesn't seem to want to go in, so maybe they just got done. I tried to get on the other match, but it didn't want to launch, so I'm thinking it's just not going to. Oh well. It's disappointing to say the least. Player, Deathly Eyes is deployed. Mango is not. Wait. What? That doesn't... Is that right? That seems wrong. One's Deathly. Deathly. Oh, okay, that's turret drops. Okay, I was a little bit confused there for a minute. Can we drop in on that? Yes? Okay. This is not 228th. This is Mark Starr. Mark Starr and INEX, they're probably quite a ways into this match. I don't know what we're doing, but I want to see it. I gotta know. Great. We're not too far into the match. So, let me try to figure out which team is which. Jeez, I don't know any of these names. Okay, Deathly Eyes, that's going to be turret drops. Turret drops are in blue, and the red is going to be Inferno Express. They're taking the caps over there with their Ravens. Looks like they've gone with Trading Ravens, 4Xs and a 3L. Battle Masters, that is weird. Don't see those often. Don't know what they're doing. I'm really curious to see what they're running. Diancian. Or your largest. That is what they're running. So they're going with trading all the way. Trading Battle Masters is a really odd choice over Stalkers, but you know what? I can dig. Mercstar just trying to move into position here. They've got their Dire Wolves, so they're just trying to waddle up here and get into a better trading position. They've taken heavy damage crossing, all down around 80%. 3 Gauss and an ERPPC. It's kind of odd. Standard Laser Vomit build. And Shareborn Ranger taking... So it looks like their Markstar's Raven team is going down to take back this cap that the Ravens pulled out from behind them. Still going to be a very tradey match here. Man, I really wish I could run 2 clients and be in both of these matches. Oh, Pisces Zero just said, okay, so that means they're totally not going to launch until... So this is going to be good. I love this. We can cast both matches. Anyways... It's like the Ravens are now, they're going for that cap in the middle. So cap advantage is going to be going for Inferno Express at this point. Direwolves haven't taken much more damage, but they're definitely not doing great. No one's dead yet, but I feel like Inferno Express is definitely making the good trades here. I see a lot of around 80% for Mercstar and a lot of above 90%. For Inferno Express, the weakest they've got is an almost legged Raven 3L. I fear for Jane Fire Raven's life, I gotta be honest, but so far they're working it. The two Raven groups are sort of trading with each other. It's like this little weird side skirmish. And the turret drops are still just kind of chilling out in the city. I don't know if they're waiting for an opening or they're gonna charge. They're definitely at the cap disadvantage right now. Not by much though. As you can see, it's 385 to 400 in favor of INEX. Wait, did I take down the overlay? No, I didn't. Good. Yeah, well, I fucked up half that match, but you haven't missed much. They've basically been sitting up there. Okay, so let's do a quick recap since we did the radio broadcasting again. Mercstar is right here, chilling out in the city. They've got quite a few weak mechs. They've taken the butt end of these trades. Inferno Express, large laser, ER large laser, heavy. They are just sitting up here in this base, haven't moved the main force. The Raven Lance has been skirmishing over here, and Mercstar had a Raven Lance back over there, but now they're charging in. They have regrouped, and they're pushing up into the base. Let's get in on Pepsi 1 as they move into the base. This is Mercstar looking at INEX's defense. Off of that Battlemaster, one shot CT, and he goes down. First kill by Deathly Eyes, the drop commander. Team captain. Whatever. Acclaim takes down that Stormcrow. It's going to be 2-0 for Mercstar. They're going to push around the left side. No, they're going to push around both sides here. That Thunderbolt on his own, incredibly pokey, not doing as much damage in close range. You see those SRMs, streak SRMs, and now that Mercstar is bringing those to bear, the fight is certainly turning their way. They have mostly abandoned the platform. They have been completely pushed off. They're sort of stranded out in the water. I think this Battlemaster is probably a disconnect, just sort of aimlessly wandering into there. The escape is not going well. The Thunderbolt goes down, and Mercstar at this point has completely taken the base. They do have really weak direwolves here, 37-40%. Lots of weak mechs, but I think they definitely have the advantage at this point. Only one down for Mercstar. And they're going to be 4 left for Inferno Express. Let's get in on Detman. Wow. Wow, he evaporated fast. That is focus fire right there. Oof. Oh man. So it looks like it's just to spread out and hunt down the last two Ravens. Big Dan Theory and his 3L sort of hiding in the city over here. Just trying to get the hell out of there. Oh, there is a fresh Thunderbolt and Raven 4X moving back towards the base. Maybe they'll roll up on Krovik here and take him in his super weak Direwolf. We're going in on Ryan Kerensky to see what he can do. Certainly no Direwolf to laugh at. Oh, 0 left. 0 left, and does this match get 1 on caps? This gets 1 on caps for, I don't know what defeat means. I don't know which team won. Oh, yes I do. Inferno Express, they win by caps. A brilliant strategy. They kited long enough to make it work. What a play. I haven't seen it before. Nice job, guys. Nice job. Well, that was a close one there with the overlay. Again, my fantastic dedication to Radio MWLN. Alright, well, I should probably change the score here. It's, Blackwatch is up 1, and now Inferno Express is up 1 because they won on caps in that last match. Way to go, guys. You really took advantage of that strategy. I'd totally forgot until the end. It looks like we have just launched on the other side. So, Mango Boga. What a great name. What the hell does that even mean? I love it. Alright, this time, first order of business. Overlay. Nailed it. Oh, man. So, I think Antares Scorpions, yet again, going to be blue, going to take the high side. And sure enough, 228th down here. 228th, again, looking like a really tradey deck. I see a lot of Ravens. I see a lot of Timberwolves. It's just Ravens and Timberwolves and a Wolverine 6K. My guess is probably the Gauss Large Pulse Laser Timberwolves. Ooh. And this lands for Antares Scorpions, wasting no time chasing those Ravens. They're going in full bore. Let's see, a Hugin, fun choice. A bunch of Stormcrows and a Hellbringer for ECM. It looks like they aren't grouping up yet. They're going for a two-sided push, it appears. Maybe they're going to make some noise on the right side and then slam them while they're not looking from the back. That's what it looks like. God, I'm going to love it if that happens. What can I say? I'm just a really big, brawling, sneaky fan. And that lone Hugin, just, why not, up top? I'm going to be interested to see how this all plays out. Let's take a look at some of these drop decks now. So these Ravens over here, they definitely know, but, okay. Oh, God. I need to get on one of these players. The back attack has begun. Big brawl. I don't think they were ready for it. Panic button. Certainly panicking right now. Let's get on him. Yep. Large Pulse Laser and Gauss. And now those Timberwolves from Delta 2 probably moving in from behind. Sure enough, they are. You can see them in Delta 3 on the minimap right now. What a great sneak attack by Antares Scorpions. It's 2-2 though. 3-2 in Antares, or in 228. No, in Antares Scorpions' favor. Let's get up over this battle. It's sort of migrating towards the city. Yep, they've chased him into the city. Edmeister and that Timberwolf, 58%. He's shut down. He's probably not going to make it much longer. He's legged, and he is gone. Chasing these last couple of Timberwolves back into the city. I think Antares Scorpions definitely has the advantage. They are grouped up. They are focusing fire. They're chasing these last couple of guys down on this side of Citadel. The Remainers are trying to get up there with most likely to suck on the Citadel. But Antares Scorpions not stopping. Let's get on Mango to finish this out in a Stormcrow. And what a phenomenal push by Antares Scorpions here. Made just enough noise on the far side of the map. Got engaged in what 228 thought was unfavorable trades, and then just snuck their entire force back around. Just slammed into him. Great play.
Target destroyed.
9-3 Antares, 9-4 Antares Scorpions. Last Ravens certainly not giving up easily.
New target acquired.
Pisces desperately trying to get away.
Left leg destroyed.
He's legged. And that's going to be it for Pisces. Queen Blade and Juice Box.
Target destroyed.
Queen Blade. Just Queen Blade.
Target acquired.
And this is, of course, skirmish, so there will be no fun, fancy cap strategy this time. It's just going to be a slightly painful end. And so there you have it. A phenomenal ambush by Antares Scorpions from behind. Both teams pulling good numbers. You can see Juicebox and that Raven 2X for 228th pulling the top damage numbers there. It didn't end up mattering, even though the damage spread really isn't that different. You can see that 228th mechs, a couple of them definitely got jumped here, getting below 100 damage. And I just think that Antares Scorpions had the better focus fire. They rolled around and targeted 1 or 2 mechs at a time, and they really got them down quickly, and that was the difference here. I think it took 228th by surprise, and they just couldn't respond and focus quick enough. So, great play by AS right there. All right. Well, I'm going to say that they're probably actually already in round again here. Detman and... No. No, they're not. I don't even know who I'm looking for. I'm looking for Deathly Eyes. Okay. So now we're waiting for either MS or 228th and AS to drop again. I'm assuming that we'll get in for, maybe. Ask for ruling. I don't know. Don't worry about it. So this map, I should probably clear that out now. Score. Hey, bad professional. Look like a young Putin. Apparently, that's great to know. Whatever, you know, that means I could set my sights high. I could maybe be a Russian oligarch one day, but who knows? Alright, so, I guess we'll recap that. Just a great play by AS here. This is why I love watching them every time. You know, that first round, I think they, you know, played the game that 228th wanted to play, and this time they certainly didn't. Again, 228th, just sort of setting up out here, really pokey deck. That was their main force. You know, nothing too inspiring, but it worked well for CSJ when they did it, so definitely not a bad play. Their drop deck definitely comprised of pretty much all pokey Timberwolves and the all pokey Ravens. AS made a great, aggressive, interesting play. They immediately took a lance of Timberwolves down to here to just make a bunch of noise and do a little bit of trading. In the meantime, they stacked their entire team up, regrouped there, walked right through the city, and slammed into them. Totally unexpected by 228th from what I could tell, and you could just see the focus fire difference from then on. Even though the damage numbers weren't that different, AS definitely got the better trades there just because they came in and knew exactly what they were shooting at the minute they walked on scene. Still just sort of waiting for something to happen. I don't know if I'm actually being asked for a ruling or if something's gonna... I don't know what's gonna happen. I have no clue. All I know is I'm just gonna watch it. The first team that drops in gets my viewership. And I will beg the other one to wait while I watch that match. So that's how this is gonna go. And I guess I should give out a mech bay right now. Let's do that. Let's do this plug-in thing. Alright. Just roll it. What do you mean none to roll from? There's like 90 people in chat. Okay. So, if you're not hearing that, just talk, just say something in Twitch chat if you want to be entered to win a Meg Bay. That's the plan. I'm copying chat now because I always try to look at chat feedback after matches so I can figure out what the hell I did wrong. Like, being the overlay up. Touch me, Bell. You know I will, but that's going to cost you at least $5. $10 if you want the good stuff. All of them still in lobby. Still don't know who's going to end up watching here. So, whatever. Hopefully 228th and AS will be nice again and wait for us if Mercstar and INEX drop. I love this community. Shout out to Ed Meister for talking to me on Skype and letting me know when they're going to drop. I'm actually pretty good at watching the friends list at this point, and you know what? That's who I want to do a shout out to. Whatever guy at PGI fixed the fucking friends list from jumping around like crazy. That guy, you are my hero. You are the only person that deserves to survive the zombie apocalypse. If there's one man deserves to, you know, carry on humanity to the next generation, that's the guy. It's the guy who fixed that bug, because wow, that made life inconvenient. Still nothing yet. So yeah, that's the plan there. And again, Mercstar down one drop to Inferno Express. Inferno Express winning on caps because the match timed out. So that was good stuff. Yes, pretty baby. For any of you that you know, don't appreciate real quality in mechs. Oh, Forge, that was the first hero you got? For the longest time, this was my only hero mech. This was it. Let me tell you, kids. It was back in, I don't know, January of 2013, and all I wanted was a hero awesome. I was in love with the 9M, rolling around like this big, fat, SRM-laden monster. It was amazing. And then okay. Okay, so Mercstar's dropping now. So we're going to try to get this in. Okay, dropping on Deathly Eyes. Yes, I can drop in. Give me the overlay. Alrighty, success. So only a half match of fireside chat, but most of this is pretty good. So we've got Inferno Express over there on the far side in blue, and down by us is going to be Mercstar in red. So let's see, diverse lights, a couple of Ravens, one Fire Starter, tons of Timberwolves, a Wolverine, mostly trade, maybe with a little bit of backup here. And for Inferno Express, I see Fire Starters, Stormcrow, Timberwolf, Hellbringers. For ECM, it looks like they are all grouping up in Upper City. Remember Upper City, that thing you used to tell people to go to on this map before spawn locations changed? Man, spawn locations really changed the way a lot of these maps play. And in the meantime, Mercstar heading out all the way into the lake to repeat the CSJ strategy from a couple nights ago of, sorry, but we think we can outtrade you, so naner, we're gonna sit out in the water. And that's not a bad plan. I guess let's take a look at drop decks on both sides. Yeah. SRMs, okay, so INEX definitely brawly. They're gonna need to cross a lot of distance. I am definitely just afraid for them in terms of, can they close the distance before dying now? Demon, I believe, is their drop commander, maybe. Or I'm just lying to you. But we're going to go in on him and watch as they group up. Charge. Getting rid of these stupid tags. Looks like they're spreading out across Citadel at this point. Well, I guess they're not going to charge like I... Probably turn these tags back on. Man, I wish there were some keys for this. PGI, please. Want new interface. Ooh, Deadman and that Timberwolf got caught out in the open. I don't know why they split up two ways. They're doing the two-sided push. Definitely a lot of damage, getting kind of traffic jam back here. And now the big fight has begun. A few mechs for INEX really damaged, but none down yet. That Stormcrow down at 42% for Inferno Express. It's probably going to be the first one to go down. Still, a lot of damage. One down for each team. Mercstar, quite a few damaged mechs. Honestly, this could go either way at this point. 3 down for INEX. 1 down for Mercstar. It does look like it's going Mercstar's way slightly. They're doing a great job focusing legs out here in the water. Mercstar staying pretty tight, focusing the important targets here, doing a fairly good job focus firing, and again, really doing a great job focusing those legs. Though to an extent, both teams are. Yeah, shut down out there in the middle of the water. That Timberwolf's one leg's down, the other one will not be far behind it for Dianson. And MH Marks in a totally fresh Timberwolf over here. Don't really know what he was doing, but this really... I know he's got an ER build, but it's really not helpful to not take any damage. But, overall, not a bad play. I think the timing could have used work from Inferno Express, but definitely not a bad strategy. I will say that Mercstar did a great job positioning themselves way out in the water to force Inferno Express to really have to traverse a lot of ground. Looking at the damage numbers, straight up, Mercstar just wins across the board by probably 50 points, something like that. Not too much, but enough to make a difference. And again, it was pretty good focus fire, so good job by both teams. But Mercstar takes that drop, so they're going to go to drop 3 in who knows how long. So now... Okay, let's see if they're already in or not. Okay. They have not dropped in yet. I want to do a big shout out to both teams here. Thank you so much for, you know, staggering these drops a little bit so we can get both of these casted. It's always nice to be able to see what everybody does and not have people miss out. Wish we had more casting, but again, for most people, this is the time that they're doing stuff with friends. So, you know, weekends are not a great time for most people to cast. Alerts. Run request from Energy, I guess. Okay, if you insist. Alright. Great. And overlay. Didn't even put it back up. That's how good I was this time. You know what? And we're going to award a mech bay right now because it's the beginning of the match. Boom. Roll. Forge 88 wins the first mech bay. Congratulations, Forge. One of my favorite spam queue posters on Outreach. Solidarity, buddy. Okay, Antares Scorpions down here in blue at the low end. 228th up at the top. 228th taking Direwolves. Trading Ravens. A Shadowhawk. I believe that's the one with the ER larges. Wolverine. Stormcrow. Timberwolf. Standard affair. It is paused, so I assume we're waiting for a reconnect. Surprise, surprise. We've got Direwolves down here. Hellbringer. 2 Timberwolves. 3 Stormcrows and 3 Trading Ravens. So pretty similar drop decks here. And we are underway now, so let's take a wide view of what these teams are doing. Now, the Trading Ravens for the Antares Scorpions are going over on the right side of Citadel, or maybe just behind. The rest of Antares Scorpions pushing up towards Upper City en masse. 228th choosing to use the defensive posture at their own base. They are all, I want to note this, they're all on the left side of the dropship. They are not split up, so if they get pushed, they're all going to be in a good position to respond to it. I think that was a problem that a couple of teams had here earlier this week where in responding to a push, they just got too split both sides of the dropship. So this is a cap game, and my guess is those Ravens over there have taken the cap, the far cap. They are now working on the center one, maybe? Not yet. Not yet, but they also, so they have both corner caps and their base. They're definitely going to force 228th to move here at some point. Don't know when. Take a look at the numbers, see what this trade is looking like. Pisces 0 for 228th is taking the most damage in that direwolf. Still, though, pretty spread out all over. Looks like 228th has now spread to the other side of the dropship. They have spill over down into Charlie 4 here. I don't know quite why. Maybe they're getting better trades up there. I think they've done that just to get a better firing line. 58% for Xerex on Antares Scorpion, still taking damage. Let's see what he's in. Stormcrow, that's actually not horrible. It's mostly just arm damage that he doesn't care about, but definitely not in a strong position health-wise either. Mango, drop commander, down to 74%. Moving up in park to take a peek. It looks like 228th is getting the better trades. They've got the better line here. Could be wrong about that. It's fairly even at this point.
Artillery strike online. Artillery strike online.
228th is now taking Kappa.
Artillery strike online.
So it's 2 caps to 2 caps.
Artillery strike.
AS is up on numbers, but not on actual caps at this point. Silver Fox in a direwolf starting to move in. I wonder if this is the start of a push or if this is a Leroy Jenkins maneuver. I do not know at this point. We've got a lot of mechs standing at the front of park here for AS. And a lot of people sitting in the back of Upper City. In the meantime, 228th pretty split, but now they are pushing out into water. Now it looks like they are aggressively pushing into park, perhaps to finish off the stragglers up here, or maybe they're just taking cover behind this ridge. Mango about to go down in that Timberwolf. 1 dead for Antares Scorpions already, and a lot of other really wounded mechs. We'll see how this goes. That direwolf I don't think is going to make it.
Torso critical damage. Acquired.
Another one down for Antares Scorpions. Peter 2000 taking him out in his Timberwolf. This Raven's doing a lot of work. And the remaining Antares Scorpions players that are sort of held up in the city are totally cut off from what was Aractus, and their Raven 2X down here. This looks like it's definitely going to go 228's way. I don't exactly know why AS split up the way they did, but it really cost them there, having a bunch of mechs in park, a couple over here across water, and then the rest of their force holding up in Upper City. And you see 228th now closing the noose. Let's head in on Plasma Pulposaur, whatever the hell his name is.
Target destroyed. New target acquired.
So as you can see, damage numbers definitely 228th pulling the better spread there. Only 1 player under 200, whereas AS had plenty under 200, and you know their top player was 383, whereas you know quite a few over 400 for 228. They just made the better trades there. I think they stayed together more. They were more cohesive. I think that when they spilled down to the left off of the base, that AS could have pushed aggressively and pushed them into an uncomfortable spot down there and really taken the advantage, but they just sort of split up, and I don't really know why or what happened there, but it did not work out for them. So that means that this series goes to 228th. Congratulations, 228th. And that also means that we are going to, as quickly as we can, get into the last Mercstar slash Inferno Express drop and see how that goes. Might have already dropped yet. They Deathly Eyes, they're in game, so we're just gonna try it. Whatever. Maybe we're going to be watching Mercstar versus INEX. Maybe we're going to be watching a pug match. It doesn't really matter to me. So let's get this overlay off the screen. Bam. All right. Okay. I really think this is actually the right... Yeah. So this is match 3. Mercstar turret drops over here in red and Inferno Express out here in the water behind Citadel in blue. It looks like they have yet again chosen their Battlemaster heavy drop, all ER large lasers. Definitely an interesting choice. I don't even remember seeing the quirks on those, but hey, you know what? It worked for them pretty well trading that first round. So let's see how this goes. Mercstar definitely being the aggressor here. They're moving up to Citadel, forming up for a push. One down for Inferno Express already. That might have been a Raven. Let's get in on Deathly Eyes, what I believe is their drop commander.
Artillery strike.
Oh, Ryan Karinsky was a disconnect. Oh, that sucks.
New target.
Oh, that's no fun.
Critical.
That's how it goes. Battlemaster Fox about to go down. Sure enough, so that's going to make it 2-0 for the turret drops right now.
Artillery strike.
3-0. See that medium pulse fire starter S working on those legs of the Battlemaster and getting the hell out of there. Feels outnumbered.
Artillery strike.
This is the sketchiest camera angle I've ever had. I almost never want to leave it because it's so blurry. Alright, well, you've got Devin, the drop commander, I believe, over there legged, and he is about to go down in his Battlemaster. Unfortunately, the rest of Inferno Express just getting chased down at this point. I think they just got pushed around this entire match. Mercstar definitely was the aggressor here. And now it's just this really screwed Raven 2X and this just as screwed fire starter here. I don't know, maybe they were trying to repeat their success of the first game and attempting to get up on those points. Mercstar definitely not having any of it, and you know, just like in the pub queue, capping just doesn't matter unless it's totally ignored for the whole game and the game really drags out. You know, the big factor is, I'll put it this way, there's almost never a time when you can't push hard enough to end a match before it caps out. Only if you lose all of your lights and they still have theirs does it really become a challenge.
Small pulses.
And that's going to be that. Two really fun 2-1 series that we got to watch tonight. Big shout out to both teams for, you know, helping me out with that Much appreciated. Sort of like the last match that we saw between 228th and AS, the damage spread just definitely went Mercstar's way by a rather significant margin. They were the aggressor, they stayed together, they focused fire. INEX was just sort of on the run the whole time, just trying. They were the tail being chased rather than, you know, the team chasing the tail. So it's always hard to recover from that, but they did a good job that first round, especially fun. Great strategy on their part. Even though Mercstar pushed them off their perch, they still got the cap win. So they took this series to 3 games. So very good job by everyone that participated tonight. Thank you so much for playing. And I guess at this point I should probably give out another mech bay and then probably actually give Forge and this other person their mech bay. So, alright, no, I always get paranoid when I bring this thing back up after a game that I've left the overlay up the whole game and I'm going to show back up to only my face. That did not happen, so good enough. In the meantime, let's give out this mech bay code right now before I forget. Can I say next? Can I just give another one out? Roll it. I don't know how to pronounce that. Onimushin. Mushishin? I don't know. Something like that. So, I guess before we wrap this up, we're going to do a quick recap of, I guess, the last 2 rounds. Might as well. So, first is going to be 228th versus AS. So in that round, 228th was up here. They stayed here to trade at the beginning. Later in the match, they sort of... I need to make my own one of these. I don't like their website. Alright. Then they sort of spilled down here to get better firing lines across the way. AS in the meantime, initially an aggressive push up to here, and then I don't really know what happened. They had a few mechs just sort of sitting out here trying to trade. They had a lone direwolf wander over here and a hellbringer that joined it eventually, but the balance of their force was sitting there. I don't really know. It seemed like a lack of coordination from where I was looking. Maybe they were trying to get out, spread out for a better firing line, but I definitely think that 228 splitting between here and here had the better trades than AS with, you know, half their force hiding up here, some of them, you know, with their balls dangling out up here, and then that direwolf just muddling a lot. It's like, of all the mechs to send up alone, that is not the one. So I think that was just better played by 228 there on the trades. And for that match that we just got to see between Mercstar and INEX. INEX started out here. I do believe they had an early disconnect Raven, which got killed immediately. So that kind of sucks. They grouped up and they just basically just tried to run. I mean, that was unfortunately all they had time to do. Mercstar taking the early aggression path, pushing down through here, out into the water, and just immediately trying to chase their tail. And as is pretty much customary in just about any kind of game that winds up here, the aggressor tends to win around that corner, and INEX just got chased back too much. So really, really hard to recover from that, unfortunately. But a lot of good games tonight, 2 really competitive series, and good stuff. So let's go mark this up on the bracket. 228th is going to advance over Antares Scorpions. Antares Scorpions will drop down into the losers bracket of next week. They will be facing either the Turret Drops or Inferno Express, which means the Turret Drops because they just took that, right? I'm not just going crazy here, right? It's really hard to keep all these teams straight in your head, so, or even on paper. So those 2 teams are going to be facing off next week. That'll be interesting, and that leaves Black Watch to play #1 ranked Imperial in week 6, and that will start to be best of 5 matches. That's going to be really fun. And I might as well plug for the matches that are coming up tomorrow. First off, Tikhonov Commonality versus Restless Adder. This might be the brawliest match that has been casted so far. That's going to happen at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Following that, at 4 p.m. Eastern, will be Comstar Regulars and Marine Mechs. Carp will also be casting that with me, so that will hopefully be a less painful experience for the viewer. And, of course, the last match of the week for Major League Mech Warrior Week 4 is going to be QQ Mercs versus Eisengrim at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So be sure to tune in for those three. I'm going to try to export all these to YouTube, and we're going to try to figure out something to do, like a weekly update thing, so you can see all this, but I don't know. Everything's disorganized right now. It's a total mess, so who the hell knows? And that's about it, shout out to, the usuals. Tina for helping get all this crap set up and doing what she's doing. She's really doing a great job as community manager, and I'm glad to see somebody that cares and listens, or at least appears to care and listen, because we haven't had either one of those so far, so that's good stuff. And, Metamex.com, it's where you go to learn to build mechs. Smurfies, it's where you go to build mechs. And, again, really hoping that this new mech lab pans out. Looks good so far, but could definitely use some work. Shout out to all these teams for making this possible. Shout out to, the 100 people that actually tuned in to view this. That's crazy. That's awesome. So, thanks, guys. Couldn't do without you. And we're going to leave it at that. See you next time, Mech Warriors.